Bran Stark is not a time traveler. He's not a god. He is a memory, embedded in the roots of Westeros. When Bran became the three-eyed raven, he didn't just gain knowledge. He became part of a network older than men, older than dragons, older than the wall itself. This network binds the past, present, and fragments of the future, all at once. But here's the strange part. Bran doesn't just see, he does more than that. If you remember the scene when Bran was watching his father, Ned, in the past, and Ned turns around. He hears something, feels something, but no one's there, except Bran, watching from another time. This was our first clue. Bran isn't invisible. He's present. He can be heard and he can be felt. But what happens when the one being watched can watch back? That's the danger Bran never fully grasped. That the timeline isn't a window. It's a two-way mirror. Until this moment, Bran was a ghost in the past. A watcher. A whisper in the woods. No one ever saw him. Until Night King. Bran entered the past through a vision. Safe, or so he thought. The rules were clear. Nothing could touch him there. But the Night King broke that rule. He didn't just see Bran. He touched him. In that instant, everything changed. This was more than a jump scare. It was a reversal. The hunted had seen the hunter. The mark on Bran's arm. It wasn't just a tracker. It was a tear in the veil. A sign that the Night King had reached through the weirwood. He didn't just see Bran in the vision. He saw into it. Bran had always thought the past was a safe place to observe. But the Night King turned the past into a battlefield. And once you realize that, the next question becomes terrifying. How much did he see? Was he only seeing Bran? Or was he seeing through Bran? The mark wasn't just a brand. It was a question. How could the Night King touch someone inside a vision? To answer that, we have to break the rules, or at least understand who already has. Because only a few beings in Westeros have ever truly navigated time. Greenseers. Children of the forest whispered their secrets into the roots of the weirwoods. They didn't just see memories. They touched them, felt them, sometimes changed them. Bran was trained in this ancient magic by the last of them, the three-eyed raven. But what if the Night King had once known that same power? What if he had been one of them? We made the Night King to stop men. Simple words. But the implications? Massive. The Night King was created by the children of the forest, stabbed with dragonglass, cursed into undeath. But what if they didn't just give him the power to raise the dead? What if they gave him sight? Not just eyes of ice, but the gift of greenseeing, twisted, corrupted, weaponized. That would explain everything. Why he could find Bran. Why he could see into visions. Why time itself seemed to bend in his presence. Because he wasn't just a monster. Maybe he was a failed raven. A ghost that slipped through the cracks in time. And remember, in the world of visions, there are no footsteps, no sound, no breath, just presence. And in Season 7, something terrifying happened. Bran entered a vision. And the Night King turned. He didn't just turn. He looked at Bran. Directly. Through the snow. Through the past. Through the veil that should separate the watcher from the watched. And then, he walked toward him. This wasn't a fluke. This was a message. I see you, little raven. In the realm of greenseers, eye contact is everything. It means awareness. It means power. It means you're no longer hidden. And for Bran, this moment changed everything. Because until then, the Weirwood Network was his sanctuary. A place to observe, to learn, to travel through time. But now, someone else was there, watching back. The Night King's stare wasn't a glitch. It was a confrontation. A warning that he knew Bran was watching. And more chilling than that, he didn't care. He wanted Bran to look. To see what was coming. To know it could not be stopped. One was forged from fire and blood, then drowned in ice and death. The other, reborn through roots and memory, bound to the ancient trees, carrying the weight of every moment that ever was, and might still be. Bran Stark and the Night King. Two forces, staring across time. One seeks annihilation, the other, remembrance. This wasn't just a war of armies. It was a war of wills. A war of time itself. The Night King, crafted by the children of the forest to stop the first men, had become something else, a force outside of life, unbound by empathy, unburdened by mortality. Bran, the last green seer, holds the entire memory of Westeros. Not just facts, but feelings. Not just history, but meaning. Bran doesn't speak often, but silence isn't absence. Sometimes, the most powerful moves are made by those who let others believe they're not playing the game at all. So, did the Night King know Bran was watching? Not only did he know, he looked back. From the moment he touched Bran's arm in that vision, the rules changed. The barrier shattered. This wasn't just Bran peering into time, it was a two-way mirror. And something ancient and cold was staring from the other side. For all his silence, Bran is a force of connection. He remembers everything. But the Night King? He forgets nothing. Because he is forgetting. A weapon made to erase. One records. The other rewrites, in ash. In the end, their battle wasn't just of dragons or blades. It was a war over memory itself. And maybe that's what made it so terrifying. Because when the Watcher becomes the Watched, when vision becomes confrontation, you're no longer safe in the shadows. You're in the story now.